Oh boy. You know what I like doing? 69 and...
You like 69, huh?
I do that.
Ooh, there's a nice seaweed one. You don't like much Asian shit.
I'm just a 69 kind of guy. I don't know what it is.
I don't know. Maybe it's just you like giving and reciprocation at the same time.
And I like the ass end. There's a lot going on back there.
A lot more than the front, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, typically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One could say.
Some gals are gifted, but not all.
What does it say? Bucky O'Hare. Oh wait, you read it. Wait. How do we? Okay.
Bucky O'Hare is a scrolling shoot 'em up for up to 4 players based on the TV cartoon series Bucky O'Hare and the Toad Wars. Players must stop the Toad Empire from invading their home planets in the Aniverse and enslaving their people. To achieve their goal, they must shoot their way through an army of brainwashed toads to destroy their evil leader, a computer program known as Complex, and release the interplanetary life force.
Cool.
And we got Blinky, Bucky, Deadeye Duck, and Ginny. So there you go.
There you go. Okay, let's get into it, Jim.
Let's play some Bucky O'Hare.
I remember this had the coolest fucking theme song
It did
ever.
have a cool theme song. And the game on the NES is really good.
Oh, it is?
Actually, yeah, it's a really good one. It's also Konami, but it's more of like a platforming shooting game.
I always forget it's like Bucky, Captain Bucky O'Hare. How does the rest of it go?
Something and
Something
toads
goes
beware.
where others won't dare.
Yeah.
Something. He's right on your dick. Something.
Yeah.
Not ripping off Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Bucky.
Yeah.
Captain Bucky O'Hare.
Well, this was like an interesting point in time where like there was everything that could possibly have like kind of a Ninja Turtles vibe to it was getting a show made. So
Yeah.
there was this. There was like Biker Mice from Mars, Street Sharks, Stone Protectors, Toxic Crusaders, the Cowboys of Moo Mesa, all that shit. Because this was a comic book series first, and then they adapted it into a cartoon. So yeah, they were just really. This is that early '90s period where they're just reaching, just making anything into a goddamn cartoon.
Was this made by a Japanese studio company, or was this like American?
The cartoon?
Yeah.
That it would have been American.
Cause like Ghostbusters is American, but they animated it in Japan.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I know it's an American property. Maybe there was some Japanese animators and stuff on it. And let's do it.
Okay.
I'm gonna be Bucky.
I gotta always be the black guy, so I'm gonna be
Deadeye.
Duck. I like it how it's not even it's just Duck.
Duck.
Toad troopers beginning the invasion of the planet Warren.
Wearing.
I purposely say it wrong.
Yeah.
The Slytherin pack of bilge blobs look out of mateys. How could they do such a thing? Nothing in the Aniverse will be safe from those warp-brain toads. Attention all hands.
Battle station arms. Let's croak some toadies. Let's kick some fucking ass.
It's like he's basically saying like, let's just murder these different people than us. you know, like that's what he's saying.
I'll be damned.
Yeah, that's right. We're gonna shoot all the people that are not like us.
My daughter's gonna marry some toad bastard.
Yeah. Coming home and she's like, Dad, he's different. He's not like the rest of them. He's like, yeah, I've heard that before. You're gonna go with those toads, and then you're gonna be a single
toad scum.
Yep. I love it how Lord of the Rings
mongrel toad rabbit hybrids. Not on my watch. Not my daughter.
Yeah, just fucking go full conservative robot. Yep. I love it how for the new Lord of the Rings they made like the orcs like actual like they humanized them because everyone kept
so stupid.
Everyone kept referring to them as like black people, so they're like, oh no, we can't have that.
Who referred to orcs as black people?
I don't know, people on 4chan or so. They were like, yeah,
Come on, that's 4chan. That's what they do.
So they made orcs like they're like, no, we have to humanize them now just to show them that they're not that bad. I'm like, what are you talking about? Orcs have always been.
Is that like a troll by people on 4chan just seeing if they can get
Maybe, who knows?
People
right?
who work on those shows to actually do something like that, because that's obviously very stupid.
Yeah.
But the orcs don't have like families and shit. Like that's
they made it so they have families now, that they're married and they have families and they don't want war. They just want to live their lives.
But those evil white elves.
Yeah, those evil white elves with their Christianity. Negator.
Yeah, the
we
Negator.
meet again, Captain Bucky O'Hare. He's an alligator. He's already intimidating as fuck. He's like, I'm just gonna have a gun.
I got a gun too.
Yeah, he's like, I got a gun.
Alligator with a gun.
It's like, dude, you're like a giant alligator, man. He's like, yeah, I just like a gun. He's like, what? I can't have a hobby? He's like, this was a really expensive gun.
I take it to the range. I love it.
Yeah. Like, I got this one with my name engraved on it. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of the whatever that Lord of the Rings show is, but it does look fucking stupid.
Yeah,
I have to say.
They keep advertising it on my PS4 each time I log in.
I've seen like. First of all, I saw some of that like little intro sequence where it looks like Days of Our Lives or something.
Yeah.
Like, that looked fucking stupid, and then like the cast, they don't even like it doesn't look like Lord of the Rings like at all. Like it's randos, like who are and the guy that they got playing. Apparently the character, like when I saw the guy, I was like, who is this even? What character is this? Because he's an elf, and it turns out it's Elrond, like the guy played by the dude from The Matrix.
Oh.
He's like got all that long flowing hair and stuff. It's like, I would never have guessed that was the same character. And then that chick that they got to be Galadriel was like, but Galadriel's supposed to be all like elegant and beautiful and all of this stuff. Like, she has this, like, her power is like very understated. Like, it's just sort of like the implication is there that she's just like brutally powerful and stuff. Where in this show, apparently she's just like fist fighting people or something.
Yeah.
This is like not what that character does at all. But whatever.
I just love it how they're like orcs, and like so everyone started trolling on Twitter and they're like orc lives matter. Yeah.
Oh, good lord. See, that's a troll. That is obviously a troll. Like I could believe that the people on 4chan would do stuff like that just to get into the heads of like producers for these shows.
It's like when they did the whole Morbius thing or whatever. It's Morbid time.
Morbid time.
Yeah.
Just to see if they'd be stupid enough to do something like that, like make orcs like just be like normal people.
Well, they fucked up like with what do you call it? They did the whole you know, they did what do they do? Like, you know, like She-Hulk and that new like Star Wars and shit. Like, you know, they're fucking up. Like,
and see, all I have about this stuff is like second and third hand knowledge because none of it looks good, so I haven't watched any of it.
Yeah.
Like if you just see like previews of it or even like snippets or a scene, it just looks not good. So, and they're like series, so there's like a bunch.
Danger.
I'm not gonna want to watch all of that. You know?
Excuse me.
That's good though. Do that right into the microphone too.
I did that too. Yeah.
People love it when you do that.
You're welcome. Oh yeah, God damn it, I forgot to say it in the last video. Jim, guys, I always have to remind you every time we watch we make these videos, but please in the comment section thank Jim for his service. He's a veteran. He's a U.S. veteran, and we need to constantly thank him for his service, guys.
Yeah, and honestly, thanks only go so far. I need money.
Yeah, you guys need to give him money, specifically a lot of money.
Yeah, give me some money.
Yeah, and it's ironic that, like, in America, you would get, like, maybe a military discount, but, like, in Japan, they're like, we don't give a fuck. Like, what? It's not... No, you weren't fighting on our side.
If I was actually still in the military, maybe I would. Some places gave military discounts, but that stuff doesn't usually apply to people who aren't active in the military.
Oh, okay.
But I could maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, you could rustle up something, you know?
Or pester the VA. Like, give me something... No, I think, like, if you're in the States, like, the VA and stuff there, they will help you with, like, medical stuff, maybe, and, maybe, like, services, like finding work if you need work or something.
What the fuck is this thing? Yeah, that was good to do that. Yeah, like, Jim, why is it, like, some people when they... Oh, wait, who's this guy?
Toadboard!
You're in the talons of the toadboard. I'll skin your hides, you filthy mammals. Wait, is he a robot? Or, like, is he a toad in robot armor?
He's
or
a toadboard. He's half toad, half board.
Oh my god, Jim. It's your landlord all over again.
Yeah,
Sweet
I know,
Jesus.
that damn landlord, man.
I'm gonna use my super bomb on him.
He's just always up to no good, that landlord.
Ah, Jim, help! Help! Help!
I'm doing my best here. I'm punching him.
I'm doing the bomb thing again. How many bombs do I have? Oh, is that the... Ah,
You got a
help,
lot.
Jim!
Okay, I'm back. I got bombs too. This guy ain't gonna last much longer. Take that, Toad board. Good thing all these companies wanted to make money off of toys, huh?
Yeah.
Otherwise, we
right.
wouldn't have gotten stuff like this.
I remember seeing this and thinking it was so cool, but I never, like, got to see it on TV. Like, it was always, like, a preview on a VHS or something.
Yeah.
And I always wanted to watch it, but I just didn't have the... I didn't know where to go.
Was it on CBS or NBC? Because when I was a kid, I would always kind of bounce back and forth on Saturday mornings between Fox and ABC.
I would usually do Fox and WB.
I didn't have cable.
Yeah.
Or we didn't get cable.
Well, no, WB was local. That
Was it?
Yeah, that was local.
I don't think we had that. We had Fox, NBC, ABC, CBS, and then we eventually got cable when I was like...
Yeah,
How old was
when we
that?
were like in middle school or high school, I think we got cable.
Yeah, I was in like junior high by the time we got cable.
Oh, dude, this is like a reverse Battletoads where like they get like put down. We're going up. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, my family was not a wealthy family. We could not afford things like cable for a long time.
Yeah, we were all poor.
But then when all my brothers and sisters moved out, and my dad started working at the base and was doing okay, then we finally had enough money to get cable in our trailer. Instead of moving out of a trailer, we got cable.
Yeah, I remember Casey Neistat said, like, in one of his things, like, he's like, people who complain about, he's like, I hate people who complain, and it's like, you know, like, oh, my life sucks or whatever, and it's like, and he's like, I had to live in a trailer, like, when I became, like, a teen dad, and he's like, people would, like, shit on me for living in a trailer, but he's like, hey, at least I had, like, fucking cable, or, like, you know, at least I had, like, a PlayStation, you know, like, it wasn't that bad, you know, like, I had a roof over my head and shit, you know?
Yeah, like, I say that, like, yeah, like, my family lived in trailers until we finally moved into a 2-bedroom apartment. So we never had, like, a ton of space, but, yeah, eventually, like, we had cable, and, like, I had a PlayStation, so, like, I think really when you're a kid...
Yeah.
If you've got like a PlayStation and you're being fed every day, there's not really that much to bitch about.
Yeah, right?
Cause
oh my god, what the hell is that thing?
I still got to more or less have like a comfortable enough childhood, you know.
Yeah, I mean like
we had PlayStation, Toonami, and Lunchables, so we were good. We were fine.
Yeah, I had I was listening to this audiobook summary today called The Almanac of Ravel Novak or something. Ravel Novak.
Rolls right off the tongue, huh?
God, it's really hard to say the name. It's Naval Ravel. I don't know. Fuck it. Just remind me in the comment section, guys, and I'll put the book summary there. But yeah. Anyway, the guy. It's mostly a book on like business and money and stuff, but it has a lot of good life advice there too. And one of the things he says, like, you know, because he gives it, like, all these books, they give advice, but they don't sometimes say how to apply it in real life, especially if you just read the book. And at the end of the book, he talks about how you can apply the advice he gives. And one of the things is that he says, like, practicing gratitude every day, you know? And I think a lot of people are sad boys, sad, depressed boys, because they don't appreciate what they focus on what they don't have versus what they do have, you know?
Yeah.
Who the fuck is this guy? Total Terror Toad. He's another toad, huh?
Yeah. I think, you know, that's kind of a running theme in this game, Sam. They're toads.
Yeah, I guess, right? I don't know. For some reason, I keep thinking it's like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and there's going to be like some diversity here, you know?
Nah. This is not a diverse game. Not a lot of diversity in here. It's not diverse.
I like it how like they said like Gremlins was like supposed to be a metaphor for black people coming to the
That's
the
so.
suburbs.
Give me a fuck. It's literally a story about little monster gremlin things. There's
They're
no
like, why don't they
connection to that.
terrorize black people? Why is it
They
the only
do!
black guy? Yeah, it's like, why is it the only black guy in the movie dies? And it's like, he's a scientist. Like, that's a pretty good job. Like, he's smart, you know?
I guess he's the only black character in the movie, but they're in like some little Midwestern snowy town. He's the science teacher at the school. He's
Fed
like
the Mogwai.
and he's like, and he's because he's like, well, I guess it's really late, time to turn in. And what science teacher stays at the school past midnight?
Oh, a guy who likes doing actual science stuff.
I guess so. But yeah, stuff like that. People who like read shit like that into very like simple, innocent movies. Like nobody who made that movie had that in their mind.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. That's just like people who are already like fucked up, nihilistic, oddball people trying to fit their fucked up worldview into things that are like fairly innocent and charming, you know.
Yeah, because it's like, ah, fuck, I pushed the wrong button.
Well, we got another stage slowing down.
Nice. It's not even that bad when the stages slow down because like we actually get like an advantage, you know?
Yeah. But I gotta use this later.
Well, yeah, but you can just cut it up and then speed it, you know? Speed it up to regular speed.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think that it's...
What do you mean I only got 20 seconds to shout this out? How am I going to fit that in? Okay, oh shit, it's rolling? Okay, hey guys, thank you for becoming members by pushing that join button over here on youtube.com/Tkyosam. You get access to the private photo dump part of my Discord, which is pretty badass. All you got to do is push that join button. Why are you waiting? Go over while supplies last. Also, big thank you to everybody who went over on patreon.com/Tkyosam. You guys get special behind-the-scenes footage as well as Japanese lessons and packages from me and a different part of the Discord where you can learn Japanese. Okay, bye. Ah!
It's like, you know, a lot of people, oh my god. A lot of people feel bad because they just don't, like, think about what they do have, though. And it's like they worry about being judged versus actually, like, being happy. And it's like, well, how do you be happy? And it's like, well, happy... It's like two kinds of happy, right? You can be euphoric and be like, oh god, like, you know, orgasm feels good, drugs or whatever. But then you can be, like, being content is a form of happiness too, right? So
Yeah.
it's like, but people are like, well, how do you become content? It's like, well, one, you can stop fucking comparing yourself to everything you see on social media. You know, oh man, this guy has a car, fuck him, like, you know.
Yeah, because you got to take stock of what do you actually want.
Yeah.
So, like, I could never be jealous of someone else's car because I don't even like cars particularly.
Yeah.
I don't even really want one. Yeah, it's like hard to be jealous of other people's stuff when you don't particularly want anything. Like, when I think about the things that I really want, it's a pretty short list. Like, I'm not an easy person to, like, satisfy. Like, if I had, like, millions of dollars, I don't think I would really live particularly different than I do now, so.
Yeah, I mean, like I was thinking about how
It'd be
it's
nice, you know, to not have to hustle to make money anymore, but...
Well, I mean, I think, like, one of the fun things is, it's like, oh, well, like, what would you do if you had, like, a lot of money? And it's like, well, I think I'd probably stay where I am, but it's like you buy things that would make me maybe be more convenient or something, like, you know, like buy an ice maker because I like always drinking my stuff with ice. Like, it would just be something where it's like, oh, that would be more convenient for me, but
Maybe,
it's like I don't need it, you know.
No,
like,
I think I would
you know?
just be content knowing that the money is there.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't really need to, like, I would probably move to, like, a bigger apartment or something, just
Yeah.
to have, like, a little more space to work with. And especially to, like, because I'd really like to, because, like, I kind of envy Jared. He's renting that house and everything.
Yeah.
He's got, like, he's got, like, a spare bedroom for people to come crash at his place. You know, that seems like something I'd like to do. But for the most part, I think, yeah, I'd, like, get a few things. Probably, like, just, like, stuff to decorate with. Wouldn't really want anything. I'd just buy some video games or something, probably.
I would like to have maybe, like, I don't know, like, having an extra room would be nice, but I don't know, I like the idea of, building something bigger, like, you know, like, either, like, starting a company or, like, starting a family kind of thing, because then I'm like, well, I have the money, you know, like, I don't need to worry about, like, oh, I'm gonna work 50 hours a week, and I never get to see these people that I support, and they're gonna grow up knowing all their babysitters versus me, like, I don't want that, you know, but if I had money, I'm like, oh, okay, let's go and do this stuff. I don't know, I saw pictures, I always wonder, like, oh, is my place not, what the fuck, that thing, like, is that, like, did we just release the Fern Gully, like, dinosaur version or something? She's, like, making all the trees in space go?
That's exactly what we did.
Okay.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I'm okay with that, too, I guess. They, but no, I just, shit, I can't remember what I was saying. I got distracted by the Fern Gully thing. I always wonder, like, is my place kind of dirty or is it not good looking? And then I'm on these groups on Facebook of people who want to sell their stuff because they're leaving Japan. Yeah. And then I just see the absolute shit state of their apartment when they're advertising stuff, and I'm like, oh, I'm doing really good.
Yeah, we're actually not that bad.
So yeah, that's another way to feel good. It's just like see all these other people that are like fucking up, that look like they have their shit together, but then it's like, I remember there's this one chick, like one of the hottest chicks I ever fucking got to have sexy fun time with. I went over to her house, it was just like a mess.
Yeah,
like,
that happened to me once with one of the chicks I used to hang with. We had hooked up a bunch of times, but we'd always ended up going to hotels and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I finally went to her apartment this one time, and it was so fucking disgusting.
Yeah, just roadie and shit.
Yeah, where it was like, I didn't look at her the same way after that. Like, I didn't even want to, like, bang this chick after I saw how trashy she fucking lived.
Yeah, one of my Japanese friends freaked out because since my apartment is in Kabukicho, and since I do own, like, a giant freezer, he's like, why is it you have a freezer that could fit a body in there in the gangster part of Tokyo? And I was like, well, if you look in there, there's actually like a lot of food, so I have to be throwing out all that food if I wanted to kill someone. So it's
that was one of the only things I wanted when I moved in here, was just have a nice full size refrigerator.
Yeah, that was definitely one of the things I prioritized when I first moved to Japan. Was like, I'm not doing the college dorm tiny refrigerator that everybody loves to have here.
Yeah,
like, fuck that.
I did that once. That's never again. I got a nice proper refrigerator.
Yeah, well, I bought my refrigerator for my apartment, and then I was like, because I had learned when I lived in the guest house that it's a lot easier just to freeze stuff and then cook it to make space. And I bought this fridge, and I was like, oh, the freezer looks great, because it was like the fridge and then like a freezer drawer and a smaller drawer for more freezer. And I found out the middle drawer was just an extra fridge extension. And I'm like, motherfucker, I don't need this. And so that's why I ended up buying my extra freezer. And but yeah, that was cool. But I like my freezer though. Like, luckily, like, it fits. Like, I had enough room for it. But
You're just talking about refrigerators now.
Well, no, I don't know, man. Like, I think it's just, like, you gotta know what you like. And for me, I like cooking my own food. And so, but if you're only cooking stuff that's in the fridge, then that stuff's gonna expire within, like, a week or two. But if you have a freezer, you can, like, buy bread or, like, meat or cheese or anything. And you're like, oh, well, that's gonna last for at least 3 to 6 months.
I typically don't do that. I just make more trips to the store. Because, like, I buy plenty of meat to cook. But, like, I'll buy it and cook it that night for, like, the next day at the latest.
Yeah, I mean, like, when I first came to Japan, I liked going to the supermarket every day, but now I'm like, nah, it's, like, it's such a hassle. I don't want to do it.
I probably go, like, I don't know, like, 2 or 3 times a week.
The lagginess is helping beat this boss.
Yeah. Son of a bitch.
I like it how it's like even their spaceship has to be a toad. Yeah. It's like, can't we just have stuff that doesn't show immediately that, like, who we are? And they're like, what are you talking about?
Well, they're gonna see us coming a mile away.
Yeah, like, they'll know who we are.
This is like if I had, like, a car that looked like me, kind of.
Yeah.
Is there any way to make the car look like my face?
Yeah. They're like, I mean, don't you want to kind of travel incognito? Nah.
I don't want everybody to know who it is.
Yeah.
They know my business.
But I mean, like, if you just had, like, a brand or, like, a name or something on that, they would be able to nah, no.
Not for that.
You need to make the front of the spaceship look like my face.
Yeah, all that other shit's been done.
I mean, I already asked you to customize everything else. I mean, like, what's the big deal about asking just for this, like, one extra thing? But I mean, like, having 2 eyes be the windshield is very impractical, and I think that's actually going to make it worse for you to drive.
Look at those assholes.
Yeah. They're like, fuck.
That's what you get.
Yeah, that's what you get.
Crossing Bucky O'Hare and his friends.
We saved, with the power of Dinosaur Fern Gully, we were able to kick their asses.
Fucking thing. It's kind of a kangaroo.
Okay, never mind. Planet Rat, you've saved our tribes.
Save the tribe, baby. Most humble android pleased to navigate, Captain O'Hare, but too late. Good one, Sam.
I did it. I know. You know what I did. There we go.
I like that's not the best place for it, but
that is fine. To be fair, when I make these, like, the audio picks up just well enough from that.
Yeah.
And your recording is, like, the TV's really low. And so I just turn up the volume for the actual gameplay later when we edit it. Planet Rat.
It's still in slow-mo, for fuck's sake.
Just speed it up later.
I know, but it's annoying. I want to play the goddamn game.
Who cares? The only thing, like, it's only going to affect my video, and nobody watches these anyway.
That's true.
Yeah, so technically, you're not at a loss.
Yeah, really.
Except for experience for the game, but since we have infinite continues, there's not really much of a challenge to begin with.
So few people watch these videos.
Yeah, Jim.
You could say anything, probably. Get away with it. Nobody's going to see it, so who cares?
Yeah, let's talk about the Holocaust. Oh,
Yeah.
God.
I mean...
What do you really think about 9/11?
Yeah. And what didn't Diddy do?
Yeah, oh man. It's like,
What a time to be alive.
I don't know, I forgot who the fuck said this. Like, I was watching this comedian's thing on Instagram or something. He's like, I understand not believing a lot of conspiracy theories, but you don't even believe, like, even one, you know? like there's not even one that you at least kind of agree with, you know? Like, you're just gonna blindly accept everything that the media and government tell you. Like, you're never gonna question even, like, one thing, you know?
That's true.
Yeah.
What are they doing over
See,
there?
there's a guy. He's not a toad. He's a, like, ninja triceratops spaceman.
I thought he looked kind of like one of those bearded dragons.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of.
Bucky, Captain Bucky O'Hare, has sex where people say they dare.
Destroy this
Shooting
thing.
'em. Yeah. Do you ever feel that, like, since you're on YouTube, you have to censor yourself a lot?
Not really, because I don't have... I mean, you know me. I don't really have, like, a lot of hot takes.
Yeah.
I'm not... Like, I don't have to censor myself because I don't really have a lot of controversial views on anything.
Do you think the moon landing was real? I don't think it was. I think that it was, the technology was too shitty at that time to even do, like, a live broadcast. I think that's the reason why it's fake.
I lean towards that it is real, actually. I mean, they left a bunch of shit up there, like, it's still there. They brought equipment with them that they could leave behind.
Yeah, but no one's verified it. No one's been back to the moon since then, though.
Yeah, but you can just see it. They can just take pictures of it.
Ah. Actually, that's something I should
You can
think
just
about.
look at it with a telescope. It's there. Like, if you have a powerful enough telescope, you can just see the surface of the moon in detail.
But I thought they did that on the dark side of the moon, and that's the part of the moon that you
No.
can't see.
They did not go to the dark side of the moon.
Okay.
Didn't you ever see Apollo 13?
Long ass time
The
ago.
only time anyone even went around that side was when they had to. The Apollo 13 disaster, which that kind of they would have had to have faked the Apollo 13 shit too then.
Oh, I could be the robot. Oh, I'm being the robot now.
Because if they faked the moon landing, they would have had to have faked Apollo 13. And
I
then
think
the subsequent moon landings after that, because there was more than one.
I think 9/11 was an inside job.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think that like the building didn't collapse just by being hit by a plane. I think that like something else was in there.
You don't think it's just like a domino effect when all that shit falls down
Nah.
and creates?
Nah, because like the foundation was too strong to have the.
But the foundation is at the bottom, Sam.
I mean, like the beams or whatever, the skeleton of the building. Like even if you fucked with it, like because if it really fucked with it, it wouldn't have it wouldn't have taken so long to collapse. You know, it took a while to collapse.
Yeah, it took a while, but I mean the weight of all the stuff on top of it coming down would create like a chain, right?
Yeah, but the guy who owns that building, he took out like a one of a kind building insurance on that just a week before that happened.
Huh.
Like, isn't that kind of coincidental? Like, you know, that's like if that happened like a year or so after he did that, I get it. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like those guys were trained by the government or something to do that. I don't think like part of me just doesn't want to believe that brown people in the desert are like smart enough to pull off something like that. You know, that's all.
Well, they were all like, what's it? I mean, if they were under the employ of Osama bin Laden, and he was himself trained by the American CIA, and then he could pass that training on to other people. Because that's true, right? Like, they were being trained in, like, the 80s to fight Soviets.
Yeah. I think there's a difference between, like, you know, like, gun warfare and, like, how to, like, do a very, very complicated, long, thought-out, like, attack on somebody, you know?
No, all they had to do was hijack the planes.
Yeah, so it's like, well, we need you guys
once they have the planes, as long as they know how to basically fly the plane, then they can enact their plot.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, well, you guys go to America, get a visa, learn how to fly, and then, like, just still stay on our side the whole time. Like, you would think that those guys would have been like, I kind of like it here, you know? Like, this is nice, you know? I don't really need to do this.
No, they're... Right? They're terrorists.
Well,
right?
I just think the government benefited
Kinda
way
what they
more from 9/11 happening than negative thing happened, you know? They were able to do the Homeland Security stuff. But then again, at the same time, like, you see all those, like, school shootings and stuff in America, and then it's like, we told you guys about this dude, like, a year ago, and they're like, yeah, we're the FBI, we're on top of this. And then you see, like, some guy who just posted something on Facebook, and the FBI will go investigate him, but they won't investigate somebody who, like, they ended up shooting up a school, even though they got, like, multiple reports, and they're like, yeah, we never saw it coming. I'm like, oh, come on. Like, it's like, oh, so one part of the government has way too much free time, and they just spend it on stupid shit, and then the other one just completely ignores everything. Like, I don't know. I'd like to think that the boys in blue have, they're a lot more efficient at stuff, you know?
Weren't we just talking about Saturday morning cartoons?
Oh, yeah, shit. Sorry, the robot guy just got me in the mood to talk about it,
A little
I
bit
guess,
of a
you know?
tangent.
Yeah.
It's one of those tangents. But as you say, who cares?
Yeah, who cares? I guess.
5 people are going to watch this.
Yeah, no one gives a shit. They're gonna be like, I think the vaccines were
for a much better video,
yeah.
you should actually just head
Did
over
you
to
do
my
a video
channel.
on this yet? On this game?
No.
Oh, well then, are you gonna?
Yeah, I'm going to include it in one of my running gun videos.
Well then, guys, go check out Jim's stuff. He's gonna make a video about
it's
this.
so good. So
Jim,
much better than this video.
They're like all your fans are gonna like look up like Kids Show UK, Mad Panic Gaming, Bucky O'Hare. They'll find this one and they'll be like, wait, so Jim's friends with a guy who believes the vaccines aren't real?
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, and Jim's like, yeah, you know, I hang out for him for his body, not his brain.
And the CIA put a computer chip in my brain? What happened?
Yep.
I'm punching this thing.
That thing did talk a lot of shit about you, Jim. It's so funny because like what Jim and I talked about before we played before we started today's game session. It's like, let's try to keep the theme for each video based on like, you know, the game. So like this is like a Saturday morning cartoon. So let's talk about Saturday morning cartoons. Then I'm like, so anyway, Epstein.
Yeah, let's stay on topic here.
How much more of the game do we have?
I don't know.
Like, how many levels do you think? Because it's going so slow, I can't really tell how much more we have left. But yeah, Saturday morning cartoons.
This is that Chinese craftsmanship too.
Yeah.
In this fucking thing.
I remember being disappointed by Saturday morning cartoons because they never had shows that I actually wanted to watch.
Really?
Yeah, like they always had shows that I didn't give a shit about, like MIB or like Eek the Cat or something. Like I didn't want that.
Eek the Cat was pretty rad.
Nah.
Yeah, Eek the Cat.
I wanted to see stuff.
And the Thunder Lizards.
I wanted to see stuff like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or like Power Rangers or something or Dragon Ball Z.
They had Power Rangers. They were on Fox.
Well, I mean, like, I don't know. What's some other Saturday morning? I don't know, like
Tiny Toons, Animaniacs.
That was always on afternoon shit.
Bobby's World.
I'm talking about like Saturday morning progressive. Well, I like one thing I do appreciate is that like Fox and WB and all those other places, they eventually showed anime. They would show like Digimon and DBZ and Pokemon and like Yu-Gi-Oh and like what else did they show?
Or like I would switch over to ABC to watch
Cyborg Spider,
Tales from the Crypt Keeper, Bump in the Night with Mr. Bumpy, Reboot.
I love it how this guy, he's already like a spider, but they put his brain in the machine, implying that he was already smart before they put him in that machine.
He's Robo Spider. And you were asking for diversity. Here we go.
Yeah, there we go.
Spider
hey, you know what? That's what I get. That's what I get, guys. Diversity Spider.
We got diversity spiders.
I think.
They only hired him because he's a spider.
Yeah, they only hired him. He's like, my aptitude test was more than acceptable. It's like, yeah, whatever, spider.
We just need a spider for diversity.
Yeah. Can't all accept toads.
They told us there that our board was a little too many toads.
Yeah.
We needed to spice it up with some diversity, so we got a spider with his brain in a robot, and some bearded dragons. I think we're good now.
What are like some Saturday morning cartoons that you watched a lot of that maybe you weren't initially into, but you just watched them because like you didn't have anything else to watch on? Like I watched the Jackie Chan Adventures quite a bit.
No, like for me it was like just whatever was on. So like typically Saturday morning cartoons would start at 6, and so the first cartoon on was usually like Bobby's World, which I don't even remember really liking. It's just it was the first show on, so I'd have my cereal and be watching it, like that, and like Life with Louie.
Oh, I love Life with Louie.
And it was like,
Damn.
it's funnier now as an adult. Like as a kid, I was like, whatever. I didn't think it was all that great.
I used to love Bobby's World.
But it's funnier now.
I liked it how like that was like a thing where it's just like they got like some like comedian and then they gave him a cartoon and then he would explain like the cartoon episodes at the beginning of the cartoon.
Yeah.
That was fun. Look at him now. I'm just shooting him in the ass, and he's like, "Stop it!"
Wait, are you talking about Louie or Bobby's World? Because that was both of those shows.
Yeah, but no, but both of those shows had people where they talked to the like they had the guy talk, like in between or in the end or the beginning or whatever.
Because Howie Mandel did the voice of Bobby.
Yeah, but he would also say like, hey.
And the voice of Bobby's dad. But yeah, he'd introduce the show.
And then Louie did the voice of Louie and his dad. Yeah.
Yeah.
I miss like sitcoms. Like
Sitcoms?
I miss like I always liked Family Matters more than Full House.
Oh yeah, no contest.
Like Laura was so hot.
Laura was
like,
a hottie.
Oh my god.
And it was funnier, and then like.
And the dad was just the best.
Officer Carl Winslow. He was the best TV dad.
I was so freaked out when I saw Die Hard for the first time, and I'm like, oh my god, Mr. Winslow's in. He's helping Bruce Willis.
Yeah, Officer Carl Winslow was in Die Hard and Ghostbusters, so there you go. And he was also, he played a judge in an episode of Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh, nice.
It's pretty funny. Yeah, man, Officer Carl Winslow was like, he was my favorite TV dad.
Yeah, I never really liked Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I mean, I thought it was alright, but like Family Matters was just like more blue collar.
Yeah, Family Matters was where, it was blue collar, and Urkel was being funny, and Officer Carl Winslow, he laid down the law. You know, I still remember the episode where Eddie was drinking.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you come back in here drunk again, I'm kicking you out of my house. You're not welcome back in my home anymore. It's like, that was rough.
Yeah.
Officer Winslow. I think the slowdown went away, too. Look at this, Bucky.
Didn't they replace the aunt in one of those shows, like in the second season, because she was a bitch or something? Maybe either Fresh Prince of Bel-Air or Full House, or Family Matters.
No, it was Family Matters. They got rid of the original lady. I think it's because she was having... Because...
Jim, look.
Them lousy toads just keep coming, Captain.
It's your coworker, Jim.
Yeah, that's my...
Oh, shit. We're metal slugging now.
Yeah, we're kicking some fucking
we're battle
ass.
toadsing, dude. Yeah.
I think a lot of people on that show didn't get along with Jaleel White.
Yeah.
He was like a prima donna. Which, to be fair, he was he saved that show.
I know I wanted that.
Because the Winslows started out, they were just characters on, I think, Perfect Strangers? They were just like side characters on a different show. Oh, whoops.
Bombard the enemies? What? What does that mean?
Shoot them, I guess? I don't know. Fuck.
Is it jump on them or something?
In a world where Papa Tico is on his trusty Japanese Yamaha Virago bike Spaghettums, and I'm riding around Japan and I'm spieling and podcasting while I'm doing it. Go over and check it out if you haven't already. It's 80's Japan, links down below, and come over and be based with your hot dad in Japan.
He was already maybe jump on him. I don't know. No, they were just like side characters on a different show, but then they were like, all right, let's parlay them into another show, because that happens sometimes.
Yeah.
So Family Matters started out, and there wasn't any Urkel. He was just supposed to be a one-off character. Okay, so like
you just run into him,
yeah. Bumper car these bitches. Yeah, he was supposed to be just like a one-off character. Like, Laura's gonna go to some dance or something, and so she really wants to go with this one boy, but then they end up inviting Urkel instead. And it was supposed to be just like a one-off joke, like, oh, he's the nerdy character, he's annoying, ha ha ha. But then from that one episode, like, his character was so, everyone thought it was so damn funny, they just really wanted him back. So he became the whole, because that show was like on the chopping block. It wasn't really very exceptional until Will showed up.
I really liked when they when he would drink the cool potion and become cool Urkel.
Yeah, Stefan or Kel.
Yeah.
Or that one time when him and Carl became Bruce Lee.
Yep.
He's like, it's Bruce juice.
Yeah, and he fucking like.
He was like, it could be anyone. It could be Bruce Springsteen. So they let him transform, and he's got, now I remember. Just slaps on this really like racist Bruce Lee impression.
That was a really good fight choreography in that episode, though.
It was Bruce Lee.
Mm-hmm.
And then him and Carl beat up a whole warehouse full of bad guys. That was a good episode.
Yeah.
Or you remember Urkelbot?
Yeah.
That was some weird shit. That show really did get weird eventually.
Yeah.
Didn't it? At first, he's just like a nerdy kid that annoys them. He's like their annoying neighbor. And then he's like the world's greatest scientist. He's like Tony Stark. He's making like Urkelbots and clones of himself. And then he makes a Lorabot. And then that real hottie, what was her name? The chick that was in love with Urkel?
I don't remember.
I forgot her name. Man, that chick was hot. But then I think she died of like leukemia or something.
Aw.
Like while they were still filming that show. And then you remember there was Waldo Geraldo Faldo.
Nah.
You don't remember him? He was Eddie's friend.
Nah.
What? Waldo Geraldo Faldo?
If I saw the face again.
He'd be like, not a prop, Bob.
You know that like when I love it when TV, like even if you don't, it doesn't need to be TV. It could be social media too. But like when something is so much more prevalent in your brain that you can't not think of it. Like I was doing I don't know, sometimes like maybe once a week or once a month I'll just do a thing where all I do is I sit down at home and I listen to music all day. Like that's all I do. And I was I was just binging a bunch of different music, and I came what is the guy's name? Tom Jones or something? Like, it's not unusual. And like, for the love of God of me, I had to fuck it. It's just Carlton, you know? Like that song is just all just Carlton. Dance. Yeah. Yeah.
What's funny is if you ever see him in his name's Alfonso.
Alfonso, yeah, he's all married to a white chick and stuff now.
Yeah, but the funny thing is if you ever see him in anything that's not Fresh Prince, like there's this movie called Ticks.
Yeah.
Where he's like
I remember the VHS cover for that.
He's like a tough street kid or something like that. He's like, yeah, I don't like punks talking to me like that. And he takes out a knife, but he still looks and sounds like Carlton.
Yeah.
You can't buy it. And I'm like, why were you in Ticks while you were also in Fresh Prince? Did they not pay you enough?
Yeah.
You have to embarrass yourself by being in Ticks. But then he's in there with like Seth Green and Clint Howard is in it too. Yeah, that movie's ridiculous. And at the end of it, Carlton ends up he's got a giant tick inside of him, and it rips him in half.
Oh no, not Carlton.
So if you ever want to see Carlton get ripped in half, I really think that's the only way.
I remember that VHS cover looked
the
so
chick,
scary to me when I
saw
that.
A bug attacking a chick. Yeah.
Like no CGI, just all practical.
It's just giant ticks killing people. But yeah, a giant tick rips its way out of Carlton and like splits him in half.
Oh God, poor Carlton.
Pretty cool, I must say.
Okay, now we got M. Bison, Frog Edition, pissed off at us.
We got Toad Hitler.
Yeah.
Alright, we're still in our cool speeder bike thing.
Nice, look, we're like in like a power plant. Oh no, we're done, yeah.
We were
no more bikes. Now I got TC's assholes who's boss.
And then I didn't, it wasn't until I got older, until I was like in my mid-teens, seeing reruns of Seinfeld that I liked Seinfeld. Because when I was a kid, we never watched Seinfeld in my house because my mom hated it.
Oh really?
Yeah, she didn't like the sarcastic New York sense of humor, I guess. Oh, I hate that show. And she hated fucking Jason Alexander, whatever. She was like that Kramer. Now he's funny, but I cannot watch that show. Those people, they're just too annoying. I cannot stand that man. She would talk like that.
What is it? I liked Seinfeld. I got into it. Why can't I just do the thing? Oh, because
yeah.
What's going on? Oh, there we are.
I guess it continues.
Yeah, But like, I'm always proud of the fact that like I found these TV shows that were never advertised to me, but I just watched them because they were on, and I ended up really liking them. Like Married with Children was always on at like 9 or 10 p.m. or something,
Yeah.
and I was like, I like this show. No one's ever talked to me about this show. I never saw an advertisement for it, but I really like it. You know?
That was one of my favorite shows when I was a kid, because we would watch that. It was on Fox, so we would watch Married with Children and Martin.
Oh, I loved Martin. Oh, Martin was so fun.
My mom and my sister loved Living Single with Queen Latifah, and
I never saw that one.
yeah, it's okay.
The Wayans Brothers show, I like that one a lot.
I didn't watch that, but we did Living Color.
Yeah, Living Color was on like FX, so I never got to see that.
No, it's on Fox. It's regular Fox.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You were probably catching, like, the reruns would have been
Yeah,
on
it was the
FX.
reruns probably.
When it was first airing in the early 90s, it was on Fox, and I fucking loved Jim Carrey.
Yeah, Jim Carrey's amazing.
I wanted to fucking be Jim Carrey when I was a kid.
He was so, like, he's just one of a kind. He's like Robin Williams. There's never going to be another Jim Carrey, you know?
But yeah, when I was a kid, everyone on Living Color was hilarious because it was Jim Carrey, Jamie Foxx, Tommy Davidson.
All the Wayans.
Yeah, the Wayans. Even though, like, only, like, obviously Damon is, like, the funniest. Homie the Clown.
Yeah, Homie the Clown. Homie don't play that. Yeah.
That's for your dumbass daddy. Bam.
Yep.
Knocking kids in the head. That shit was funny.
Oh, man, yeah.
And they had, who else was on? David Allen Greer.
I just loved it when it's like, it doesn't need to be about race. It's just like, is it a good TV show, you know? Like, it feels like everything these days is just like, it's trying to teach a political message, and I'm like, just make the show good, and then you can like fit that stuff in there like they used to. Because like when you tried to do that stuff in the past, they'd be like, that's not going to sell stuff. We don't care about, like, you know, if you're going to put a political message in there, make it not be the whole thing, because we got to sell
like the political messaging when I was a kid was just like really universal and simple, where it was just like very like basic, just be good to other people, and
yeah, right.
It wasn't.
It wasn't like be cringe and
it was like the non-divisive kind of
stuff
where it was just like, you know what, just be nice to each other, don't be racist, and don't talk to strangers.
Yeah, like if you're gonna hate somebody, hate them for who they are, not what, you know, not just their labels.
Because I grew up with like Power Rangers and X-Men and PSAs about not bullying people and not being racist and not doing drugs and stuff.
Yeah.
If someone tries to give you marijuana, what are you gonna say to them? I'd rather stick anchovies in my ears.
Yeah, what is it? Remember, guys, Sonic says that if somebody touches you and you don't like it,
that's no good.
It's no good.
Yeah, the messaging was pretty simple.
Yeah, don't get molested, don't do drugs.
don't get molested, don't do drugs, don't be racist.
Yeah.
And that kind of, I think everybody could get behind those. Those were like really simple.
Yeah, like those were like pretty good messages right there.
Easy to agree with, you know. Pretty universal stuff.
It's like, when did we fumble the ball, Jim?
To the point where, like, I grew up in, like, the deep, deep South, and, like, when somebody would, like, say, or, like, if you'd be around someone who was, like, a legitimately, like, racist weirdo, it would, like, freak you out.
Yeah, it would, like, be cringy, you know? Like, it wasn't, like, cool.
It would be like, ew, what's wrong with you?
You know, I think it's just, like, I don't know, man. It's like, I think it's just accountability, you know? It's like, if you're an asshole, it doesn't matter what you look like, you should be, like, you know, held accountable. And then it's like, I think, you know, I saw this great interview with, like, Henry Rollins and Dennis Miller from, like, 1993 or something, and he's interviewing Henry Rollins, and he's like, what do you hate? And he's like, I hate racists. And he's like, well, what's a racist to you? And he's like, he's a guy who's having a bad day. And it's like, you know, like he says, like, it's a guy who got wrong information on the way up. And it's like, and he's like, no one's born racist. And I know that's, like, very obvious. Like, of course, no one's born racist. But, like, people, like, with Twitter and all this shit, it's like, no, it is true. It's like, all these people, like, they're not born racist, you know? Like, you have to, like, everyone thinks that just because it's 2024, there's no, like, propaganda. But it's like, nah, like, everywhere you look, there's propaganda. They're trying to, like, make your opinion. They're trying to get you angry about shit you can't do nothing about, you know? And it's just like, you know, you can't just, I don't know, I felt like when we were kids that it was more about the overall positive message and, like, being a better person versus just like hating people. And
But
I feel
the
like a
thing
lot
is,
of things
like
are bad.
now, it's like there's money in that shit because like one of the things that trips me out is like there's so many like that guys on YouTube that like years ago they had like gaming channels or something like that, gaming or tech or whatever, and now like they don't even touch that subject matter anymore. It's just all about like Sweet Baby Inc.
Yeah.
And the woke this and that. So they just shit out a video every day. Like that's like so depressing. Like you remember some channel like, oh, I remember watching this channel however many years ago. They used to have cool gaming videos. I wonder what they're up to now. And it's like, woke game destroyed. Gamers furious. Woke, well, you know, it's just like, oh, it's another one of these. Just like, you know.
Yeah.
Just jumping on that fucking bandwagon. It's so fucking depressing.
I guess that's how, like, that's what the algorithm pushes, and so you get more money from that or whatever.
But then that, like, to me, like, that's like, wow, you have, like, no integrity at all. Like, you had a gaming channel, but you could have had anything. You just, it never really was about any, like, passion or anything. You just thought gaming would be, like, your foot in the door to, like, get views and make money, but then it wasn't because you're not any good at it, because you don't have any talent. So you just jumped on the next fucking thing that you thought was gonna pay some bills, and you just start doing this dumb shit. So like, yeah, it sucks.
But don't you feel like places like that Sweet Baby Inc. should be called out though for all this bullshit?
Yeah, but
like that Yasuke guy made up the whole fucking story about Yasuke.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's
what's going on now? Oh, we're fine. Oh yeah, never mind. Yeah.
On the one hand, yes, but at the same time, they're like. A lot of people just jumping in with their voice just
to
like
be angry.
No, not even to be angry. To exploit the situation, and that's it.
Oh yeah, they're just grifting off of like the
not
anger.
Angry about anything.
They're just grifting.
Yeah, how could you possibly give a fuck? Like most of these dudes are like middle aged. Yeah. I know they don't really care about any of this
down
shit.
one. Yeah.
So, but not to the point where like they'd be. You know, all about it like every fucking day. It's literally just a financial thing.
Yeah, because they yeah, I mean like that's
There's
the thing.
Not real genuine concern or anything.
That's what I always joke about. Like my friends who decided to do like live streaming instead of YouTube. It's like, oh, you don't think that like you could make a good YouTube video, so you're just gonna live stream instead.
Yeah.
Like, you know, because like that's the only thing that you can be interesting on. Like you're just exploiting the fact you're in Japan, like you don't have any confidence in actually making some good content that's actually gonna like make people think.
I make the kind of shit I make because I enjoy the process of making it. I like sitting here and playing video games, and then later on just you know writing down something about it, you know, and the voice work.
Well, you just like sharing like stuff that you think is cool, you know.
And I try to have fun doing it because my channel is at the size now. Where it's like I can make some money with it, so like I'm conscious of that. So I'm like, all right, well let's try to get some good videos made, maybe make a few bucks on the side. So, but I'm also trying to make stuff that I can enjoy making. So it's like this balancing act of keeping myself happy, making it, and also keeping my audience entertained. Well, which is sometimes difficult.
I was watching these really good Sam Hyde clips the other day, and sometimes like his stuff is always like kind of hit or miss for his advice, but he one thing that really like kind of resonated with me is like it was a clip talking about like the creative process, and he's like, when you make something creative, you got to be blue collar about that. And it's like, what do you mean blue collar? And it's like, well, if you're white collar, you're just working for a company and you're just kind of copy pasting, like just doing these kind of mundane activities is like a cog for a bigger machine. But if you're like a blue collar guy, like you're a plumber, you're working for yourself, you need to know everything. Like you need to know what good pipes are. You need to know like you know, you need to, like, every situation's different, so you got to be on top of your shit. But at the same time, you know, like, you don't need to copy and paste. Like, if you want good service, you got to make something unique, but also give out a good product every fucking time. And so it's like when you are a YouTube creator or like a, you know, a content creator, it's like, yeah, you should make content that you want to see, not just what you think people would enjoy, because that's not going to fulfill you at the end of the day. And if you actually make something that you genuinely like, probably, more than likely, somebody else is going to find that too, and they'll like that too. So
Well, like, sometimes it's just a surprise. Like, I make my videos on, like, I like shoot 'em ups, so I'll make a video about like the best shoot 'em ups on this console or something like that, or like beat 'em ups or whatever. And then every once in a while, one of those videos does really well, and it's just those are kind of shocking. It almost feels like I have two simultaneous channels going sometimes.
Kick that TV ass. Yeah.
These guys don't want to die.
Well, he's still alive. Oh, shit. Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that's the thing about YouTube, though. That's like it's so cool that like we have this opportunity that we wouldn't have had before the internet, where we can make stuff and people.
At the very least, it has been like we don't have to go and get like raped by a producer.
Yeah, we don't need to
get. Yeah. You want an audience, you got to get raped. Like
yeah.
No, actually now I could just make the videos and put them on YouTube. I don't have to go through that whole rigmarole. That's nice.
I think that it's cool
all
too
those
that it's
OnlyFans
like,
chicks that don't have to get molested to get money.
Yep, they don't need to go into these horrible contracts or whatever, you know.
They can just take pictures of their feet or their butthole and do it all at home.
I think I mean, it is nice that we have like this, like, you know, it's like, oh, I like this stuff. Maybe some other people like it too, and it's like I see people sometimes and like maybe it's just because Corona finished or whatever, but like people come and they'll kind of do the genre that you've been doing forever, which is like, you know, go and check out a game shop. But the cool thing is that like people that are into that don't know about you, when they go to your channel, they can see a whole fucking library and like, oh, he's been doing it for a while. And I don't know about you, but I really can't stand really flashy vlog style videos. Like I just want to have a real experience. I don't want a lot of pop-ups and like jump cuts.
Usually that just irritates me.
Oh wait, did we finish the game?
Yeah.
Wait, what happened? So wait, did the bad guy turn into a TV or something? I wasn't paying attention.
No, it said it in the description that it's like an AI.
Oh yeah, it's a computer that was controlling, making the frogs racist.
Yeah. Turn the freaking frogs racist.
Yep. It was a computer the whole time.
Yeah.
This is Metal Gear Solid. Oh yeah, you did play the Metal Gear Solid 2.
I did. Yeah, I played Metal Gear 2. I didn't play any of the ones after that. I didn't like. I mean,
Yeah, we talked about that during a walking video.
My friend ruined the first game for me.
But it was wait. So did we go back to Bucky's planet?
Probably. I wasn't really paying attention. I don't know.
Yeah, we were. That's the great thing about the gameplay videos. We're just like, okay, yeah.
Oh wait,
like,
is it
happened?
done?
Is it finished?
Is it over?
Okay, yeah, shit. That was
what
pretty
happened?
fun.
Who's talking?
Drunkard Yokochi.
Yeah.
Gamer Kikuchi.
But yeah, I don't like overly, like, if I'm gonna watch something with some good editing or whatever, I want it to be like a review of a game or a movie or something. But yeah, if I'm supposed to be watching something that's kind of like raw, but it's like the constant cuts and stuff like that, and over exaggerated reactions to things. Like, that's one thing that I never do in my videos. I never act more excited about something than I really am. I'm always like, oh, cool, this is nice. I never go like, oh my god, I can't believe I found this.
I saw your, what is it, like, I like to watch Jim's game hunting videos because it's always like, well, one, he knows a lot more about games than I do, so like, he always adds extra tidbits of it. He's like, actually, this is the third game, but the second game was called something else, and it was only released. And so, like, I'll be watching that in the background when I'm trying to, like, do a translation project or something. But Jim will be there, and he'll make, like, he'll be saying all this normal, kind of, like, informative shit, and then he'll make a joke out of nowhere. And because it comes out of nowhere, it makes me, I don't know about the other people, but, like, it makes me laugh pretty well. Like, you were, like, it was something you're, like, in the last one I watched, you're like, hey, this is my hand. Oh, yeah, but, you know, I'm going to come out and say it. I got some good hands here or something. I was just like, the fuck? You know, he's like, this PlayStation 2 game, it was actually pretty good. And, yeah, I know my hands a lot in the video, but, you know, like, these are some pretty good hands or something. I was
it's like when I'm recording those, I'm just sitting there watching them, and it's like a stream of consciousness coming out. It's usually, like, in the middle of the night or something. And it gets a little bit dry, a little bit boring, just being like, hey, here's this game, and this is what it is, and that and the other thing. So sometimes just like random thoughts just enter my brain, and I'm just like, whatever. I just think of stupid shit. I'm like, I really don't give a fuck because like I think as many people that watch those videos, a lot of people also just listen to them. So yeah, I just whatever commentary. I mean, analytics says most people tune out after like 10 minutes anyway. Yeah. So when you're like 30 minutes into one of those videos, just fucking say whatever. It doesn't matter.
Yep.
So hey, watch those videos for like, watch it all the way through. You never know what you're gonna be missing. You see, I could say anything.
To be fair, with your videos, I purposely put them on my PS4, and I'll just have them play in the background on mute. I think it still counts it if it's on mute. I mean, because the TV's on mute, it's not on that. But like, if I know that like I have to focus and I can't listen to his stuff, I'll have it play there. I'll have his playlist playing, so at least he gets a view for each one. Because that's how much I care, Jim.
Give me a view.
And Jim, I learned something today.
What did you learn?
I learned that it's not that toads are initially bad or racist, but that computers use racism to pit frogs and rabbits against each other.
Yeah.
So racism is just a construct of a man-made machine.
Yeah.
And it says Jenny on there. And Jenny was a whore. She had AIDS. So the moral of the story is that computers are bad? I don't know.
Yeah, and isn't that an allegory for all of our lives? Isn't that the everyman, the computer made you racist?
Point is, Urkel kicks ass.
That's true.
Yeah, Urkel, there we go. Yeah, don't fuck with Urkel, god damn it. That's a strong ending right there.
And started caring about something with all your heart and energy, but you can't care about it if you're always holding yourself back in case it doesn't work out.